Well, hey friends, it's me, Pastor Doug, with another word of encouragement for the day for today, Wednesday, June 1st. And over the past few weeks, we've been exploring a well-known section of Jesus' teaching, typically referred to as the Sermon on the Mount, including something that Jesus says at the end of Matthew chapter 5, when he instructs his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute them. Now, we read that in Matthew, and instinctively, if you're like me, you think to yourself, Jesus, it's not possible. Like, I understand that we're supposed to, or we ought to, or we should, but Jesus, it's just not possible to actually live this way. I mean, it just seems like the standards that Jesus sets are way too high. But then later in the ministry of Jesus, we actually see Jesus himself living out his own command. And of course, we would expect this from Jesus. We know that he was no hypocrite. If he taught it, he lived it. But we get this powerful example of Jesus living out this command to love his enemies and pray for those who persecuted him. I want to read to you out of Luke chapter 23, verse 34. This is during the crucifixion of Jesus. So he has been arrested. He's been wrongfully accused. He's been beaten. He's been whipped. He's had a crown of thorns shoved down on his head. He's been forced to carry the cross through the city. He's been mocked and spit on and laughed at and made fun of and humiliated. And he hangs on the cross and he says these words. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Friends, Jesus, in the most excruciating pain imaginable, being wrongfully accused, being mocked and spit on and beaten and hanging on that cross, in that moment, he lived out the command that he gave back in Matthew chapter 5 to love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. And Jesus not only taught it, he lived it. Friends, may you and I continue to be transformed more and more into the image of Jesus, that we would become the kind of people out of which this kind of radical forgiveness and radical prayer for others would flow. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.